Cyberattacks target water and energy systems across the U.S. Pro-Russian hackers breach critical infrastructure in Europe. U.S. Cybersecurity Agency faces devastating budget cuts. Experts warn of a new phase of digital warfare. Welcome to Preppers News, bringing you current events and global developments with a prepper's perspective. This video uses a computer-generated voice because of an injury that affects my speech. In this episode, we're covering the sharp rise in cyberattacks against U.S. infrastructure and the alarming cuts to the very agencies meant to defend against them. Russian-linked hackers, power grid vulnerabilities, and underfunded defenses. It's a storm preppers can't ignore. In just the last month, cyberattacks on industrial systems across the U.S. and allied nations have spiked. A new report shows a 50% rise in attacks on industrial control systems and operational technology networks in March 2025. These systems run everything from your local water plant to the electrical grid and natural gas pipelines. The attackers? Mostly pro-Russian hacker groups well known for high-profile cyber operations. They've been targeting critical infrastructure in countries that support Ukraine and belong to NATO. These aren't just probes. They're coordinated campaigns using ransomware, denial of service attacks, and malware specifically designed to disrupt essential services. In Europe, Dutch intelligence confirmed that hackers linked to Russia breached the digital systems of a government public service in April. Authorities stopped short of saying which one, but the fact it was acknowledged publicly shows how serious the threat is. Here in the US, we've already seen the effects. Back in 2024, hackers remotely accessed rural Texas water plants, causing storage tanks to overflow. At the time, officials said it wasn't about causing damage, it was about seeing how far they could get. Now, in April 2025, the scale and intensity have jumped. The message is clear. Infrastructure is on the front lines of this cyber war. While these attacks are ramping up, the U.S. government is cutting back on the very defenses meant to stop them. In April 2025, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency faced major budget reductions. Up to 40% of its staff are at risk, according to reports. That's nearly half the workforce tasked with defending federal and local infrastructure from digital threats. At the same time, the Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures Program was nearly shut down. This is the backbone of cybersecurity in the U.S., the system that catalogs known weaknesses in software and hardware so developers and security teams can patch them. It only got a last-minute funding extension after warnings from security experts and industry leaders, but its future remains shaky. These aren't just cuts, they're vulnerabilities waiting to be exploited, and adversaries know it. As the U.S. pulls back on cyber defense spending, groups linked to Russia and China are stepping up their efforts. One security expert even called it open season for cyberattacks on American infrastructure. Cyberattacks don't just crash computers, they can cut off power, shut down water systems, jam traffic control, and disrupt supply chains. If hackers take down a power grid or poison a water system remotely, there might not be a warning. You won't see a hurricane on the radar. There'll just be outages, panic, and confusion. So, how do you prepare? First, make sure you're not relying on just one source for anything essential, like your water supply. A basic water filter, stored containers, and a gravity-fed option are good starting points. Second, power. A blackout from a cyber attack looks no different than one from a storm. Solar generators, battery backups, or even just a few fully charged USB power banks can buy you time. Third, think communications. If phones and internet go down, you'll want something like GMRS radios to stay connected with your group or local area. And for staying informed, keep a basic FM or AM radio on hand. Ideally one that's hand cranked or solar powered. If emergency broadcasts go out, that might be your only way to hear what's happening. And don't forget digital security at home. Back up your most important documents offline. Keep your antivirus updated. Use strong, unique passwords. These aren't expensive steps, but they make a real difference if things go dark, whether for hours or weeks. Cyber warfare isn't on the horizon. It's already here. Water systems, energy grids, and government infrastructure are being tested and breached, while the agencies meant to protect them are being stripped of resources. Preppers have always known not to rely on the system. What's happening now just confirms it. So check your preps, back up your files, make sure you have backup plans for water and power, and get ready to operate in the dark, literally and digitally, if it comes to that. What steps are you taking to prepare for cyber disruptions? Let us know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped you, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. For more in-depth information and practical prepping tips, visit our website. There's a link in the description. Thanks for watching Preppers News. Stay prepared, stay safe.